of course, we're going to give a little bit of a spoiler here, but I think everyone remembers the setup here for how you wind up joining the Kiss My Ass Club. James wants to know, was it Undertaker's idea to turn heel? This is the era where we're seeing him as the American badass more and more, and he had primarily been a face. What do you remember about the discussion of, hey, we tried it with Austin, it didn't work, maybe we got to try it with Undertaker now?
Well, I don't know that it was Mark's idea to turn villain, go heel, but I'm sure he blessed it, or he wouldn't have done it.
Right.
He's a company guy, he's a team player, so I'm sure he contributed a great deal. It's just time for a little change. You know, he went from the dead man to this American badass, and it's just something he wanted to try. Old friend Timmy White there just took a bump. He probably wished he was back serving draft beer at the Friendly Tap. These are things. These are sequences. I'm not big on the booking. You got the advantage. You're 3 seconds away from winning, but you leave the ring with the advantage, and the goal is always to win the match. Herm Edwards here again.
You play to win the game. Yeah.
Play to win the game. There's Matt Bloom, who's one of the leading coaches in the Performance Center. Matt was quite the football player. I think he played at Michigan. And I believe his dad may have played for the Patriots way back in the day. His dad's a big guy too. So here we go. They needed an out. And they got one.
The big spear. Michael McClanahan says, do you believe it was a mistake to turn the Undertaker heel during this time period here in 2001?
No, it's just a fresh coat of paint on an engine that could still run. And if it's going to make the talent happy, and it did, then you got a win-win situation. So no, I don't think it was a mistake. You know, he was still loved and respected, but nonetheless, it was. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. Freshened him up. It gave new dialogue regarding his character, and that in a positive way, I thought. Not a bad deal.
And we go backstage and we see Vince McMahon, and look who's coming in. Let's take a listen.
Since when did you send for me? Look, I asked you to come here tonight to ask you, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Like you give a damn.
I do care.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it was me, Mr. McMahon, who put you in the main event against my so-called boy, Kurt Angle, on Thanksgiving night. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. What do you want to thank you?
I didn't ask for one. I asked you if you had a good Thanksgiving, and I know you did. I'm going to clear up one thing right now. When I came down to that ring with a chair in my hand, you know what I was going to do with it?
No, why don't you tell me?
If you didn't let go of Kurt Angle, I was going to knock the hell out of you.
Is that right?
Yeah. Because I care.
You what?
Because I care. You see, I've been caring for 11 long years.
You have a funny way of showing it.
Maybe I do. When you said in the ring, Thanksgiving night, you were just looking for a little respect. That's all I've ever given you for 11 long years is nothing but respect, because I never had to look behind me to know you were there. I took it for granted. Yes, I did. In a roundabout way, dead man. That's the ultimate respect you can pay somebody. To take for granted they're going to be there through the thick and the thin. When everybody else runs and flees like rabbits, you were right there. I could count on you. That's respect. You think about that. Now then, you think about something else. You owe me.
Now what? Wait a minute, I didn't hear you.
You owe me.
Oh, do tell.
Because you see, you're the real deal. You are the American badass. There's nobody like you. You kick ass, yeah, major league, but you do it here in the World Wrestling Federation. If you were to kick ass on the outside, they call that assault and battery your ass would be in jail. You do what you do here in the World Wrestling Federation. Thank you, Mr. McMahon. One other thing I want you to think about.
What's that?
You may not agree, but in my view, you and me, we're a lot alike.
So the seeds have been sown. What did you think of that segment?
Really good, really good, and it was extemporaneous. You know, there wasn't a script because Taker's timing was perfect, and you don't get that by getting your lines early in the afternoon to go and memorize and rehearse and rehearse and rehearse like you would for a Broadway play. Speaking of Broadway,
it's one of many turns. I mean, essentially all the top guys have turned in the most recent weeks. Jericho's turned heel. Austin's turned face. Vince has turned heel. Angle has went heel to face to heel again. And now the Undertaker's a bad guy. When it's happening this frequently, this just reeks of bad creative or bad planning. I mean, it feels reactionary, right?
Yeah, it's like a talent working a match and not slowing down and letting some of the great things that he or she does the time to be processed. It was a whole lot of new information coming your way, and so that was an issue there. Is that it's almost like you need a program.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com. This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.